right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the 25-8. We have two very special guests with us here today. It's actually the first time we have siblings on the podcast, so that'll be fun. You guys have probably seen them on TikTok, some of their Instagram, and maybe even heard them on Spotify or Apple Music. They do it all. But yeah.
They really do. They really do. We've known one of them for a while, good friend of ours, and her little sister. So Ellie Ayiah Soufi, how are you, ladies?
Welcome to the 25-8, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
How you guys feeling? Good?
Yeah.
Great.
Nice. Yeah, we brought you guys out of your busy lifestyle. I know you guys were out in Newport Coast, Fashion Island, doing your thing. So thank you for taking the time to, hang out with us for a little bit. So appreciate
Absolutely.
it. Where are we here today? Where are we?
So we are at a recording studio called OC Hit in Costa Mesa.
Nice.
I work out of here. Aya works out of here
All the time.
very often.
Yeah.
So we figured it was like a good place for us to kind
You
of.
guys are here 25-8, huh?
25.
25-8.
25-8.
Hey.
That's pretty cool.
Heck yeah. Well, yeah, we'll get into what you both do and all that. But tell us a little bit about the both of you. We'll start, Ellie, with you, kind of your background. Give us a little bit of
Little
gist
synopsis
on that.
of,
Little synopsis of
what
my
you
life.
do.
Yeah. So I was, our mom's English. So I was raised in the UK doing a lot of theater and like dance and singing and just kind of being a part of the world for so long. And then when I moved to the States, I kind of threw myself back into the performing arts.
At what age?
I don't want to expose my age on
Okay,
here.
no, I'm sorry. Yeah, all right.
I was
But
I
at a
was
very young
young.
age.
Yeah,
Cool.
I was young,
Okay.
and I actually ended up like falling into classical training. So I was like
No
trained
way.
classically as an opera singer for many years, which was
Nice.
really cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No,
No.
I didn't.
Oh.
I thought we were going to learn
I
a
know,
different
we're
side
learning
about
new
you
stuff
today.
today.
That's
And
great.
we've known you
yeah.
for years.
I know,
so
that's so
yeah,
wild. That's why
yeah.
I was like, really?
That's
But
cool.
yeah, so I trained classically as an opera singer at a very young age. When I first moved to the States. So that was really cool. But then I wanted to be a pop star. So I was like, people my age don't like, classical music. I love it now, obviously, as
Yeah.
I've gotten older. But I really wanted to dive into the recording world and write my own music and perform on big stages because
Sick.
that's what I did in theater. So
Right.
that kind of transferred over to my love of it all. And then it kind of snowballed from there. I went to Performing Arts High School. I represented the school all over the country, which was cool. And yeah, I've just loved the career that I've been able to build so far, which has been
Cool.
so fun.
Yeah.
And I've gotten to wear many different hats, especially now. I think it's like the time that I've really diversified and not only have experience sort of in front of the camera or in the booth, et cetera, but now I get to do it behind the scenes too.
So you went from
super fun.
music to kind of a little bit what you do now, which is more of the...
Yeah, so I started in
Right,
music,
okay,
started in the
yeah.
performing arts, and then as I've gotten older, I found a lot of enjoyment in working on the other side, which is like motivating and inspiring young and up and coming artists in the
Nice.
industry and just sort of working on developing them and their sound. I think that I always thought, what would I want at that age?
Yeah.
And it was just someone to kind of be the voice
Right.
or be there if I had questions. So that's
Kind
sort
of
of
Are you still
guidance.
singing now? Yeah?
yes, guidance for sure. Aya is in a girl group that I'm currently developing called SOS. So that's
Hey,
really exciting because I've been in many a girl group. You will maybe find them online as well. So I'm actually developing a girl group as well as other artists too. So yes, definitely inspiring as much as I can. I think it's important to take knowledge and experience and then pass it along, especially being a woman in the industry. I think that's really challenging. So to kind of have that, as I still am learning and growing, I think it's great to be able to pass it along too. What was your question again? Sorry.
Are you still singing?
Am I still singing? Yes, all the time,
Okay, yeah.
every day. Yes.
I know I've heard songs. I'm just wanting to come from you.
Like,
Look her up on Spotify.
I'm like, Ivan, what do you think of this song? But I'm still singing. I still write a bunch for myself, other artists, the girl group, whatever I can kind of get my hands on. I love to. That's definitely something that I've always loved is like writing music because I think it heals. And I think a lot of people. My biggest thing was like I want to be able to relate this song or this experience to whomever. So
And on like Apple and Spotify and stuff, do you go by like a stage name or you just go Ellie Soufi? Or
just Ellie Soufi.
You don't have no crazy like
no
Cool,
crazy name.
The OG
no.
name. The OG
That's
name.
it.
I love it. That's good.
Proud
That's
of it.
awesome.
Yeah, heck
Lebanese,
yeah.
Lebanese,
I remember
British
we were
heritage.
at the old studio.
Yeah.
and I recorded a video of your vocals, like no microphone, no nothing. And it was wild. I've actually shown a lot of people that, and they're like, "Holy crap, this girl can sing!" I'm like, "I know." So nice. That's crazy. Heck yeah. Ayiah, what about you?
Ayiah.
Here she goes.
Born and raised in California.
Nice.
But I love England though.
Yeah.
Shout out to England.
Do you guys go often?
Yeah, every year.
Cool. That's good.
Well,
Stay true to your roots.
Yeah. So I've always been like a dancer, but I really like to act, and I always watched Ellie. Like growing up, she's been in girl groups. Yeah. I always wanted to be a part, but they never let me in. But
when you were like 3 years old.
Come on.
It's okay. I could have worn the
younger
sparkly
sister
tube
knocking
tops.
at the door, huh? Yeah.
I didn't get to. I'd be like waiting at the window, like.
She wanted it so bad.
Yeah. So I just love dancing and acting, and then like one day I just like got LeFou in a play, Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, I'm playing a boy as a girl, but
do you know who LeFou is, boys?
No, I don't. I'm over here like.
It's a funny story, so that's why.
I thought LeFou was like a term of something. I didn't know that was like an
No.
actual character in Beauty and the Beast.
It's like Gaston's like little sidekick.
Okay, cool.
It was it was fun, but then I realized I actually really like to sing. So then I got into singing, but throughout my life, I'd love to make some YouTube videos, you know, just like, hey guys, welcome to my channel, you know. But I mean, I never took it seriously until like recently. I really enjoyed social media, so yeah.
So you're barely hopping into the social media game.
Yeah, I just started a few months ago.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
We should tell them how you actually got started, like in YouTube. Who did you start with?
Oh, I started as being Mini Sophie Dossie, and then I kind of took a break, and then I went back to social media, so it was just like a...
Who's Mini Sophie Dossie?
So she's a contortionist.
Yeah, that did.
Okay.
She got, like,
yeah, you guys have to put us on because
yeah.
all you got,
us,
sorry,
the viewers, you gotta give us some knowledge.
She's on America's Got Talent.
Like us, okay.
She did America's
She can
Got
bend in
Talent
half.
and got the
She can
golden
bend in
Really?
half.
And I had to try to
backwards?
bend in half. And
Honestly,
backwards or like forwards?
both.
No, both. So she's like known for not having a spine. That's like the thing, because she got the golden buzzer on America's Got Talent. So she is a near and dear friend of mine, and so she asked Ayiah because they sort of look alike. She's like, would you be a mini me in a YouTube video? And I think that she's always been exposed to the world just because that's what this age group grew up with.
Yeah.
And with you.
And with me.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know, so it's natural. I knew she'd always go into it. I never really wanted her to, because I thought that, you know, I wasn't sure like what it was gonna be, as, you know, we all kind of grew up.
You're
but
right.
I think
History
she always
repeats history.
History did repeat itself.
Yeah.
So you probably saw like
mini-me.
the like the nitty and gritty before she got into the game. So you're probably like kind of looking after sister, like, I don't want you doing this stuff. Like it's nasty out there, right?
Definitely.
Because it can be also that part of the game as well, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think that it's been like I was saying before. It's nice to have prior knowledge and experience, especially when you surround yourself with like great people too. So that's nice, because at least whoever I've kind of incorporated in my life, etc., she's obviously been able to as well, and have really good role models around her, like Sophie and these other people that she's been able to collaborate with. So
I know.
that's kind of how she started. I think that's how you really. She'd
Yeah,
do like YouTube
I've always,
videos,
like, loved Musical.ly. I like to do my little Musical.ly
Yeah.
TikToks when I was like 8, even though I wasn't supposed to be on
Yeah,
TikTok.
Musical.ly, when all that stuff was out first, right?
I was like top.
You
I
were
was
on
the first
that?
one.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dang.
How'd you find out about that?
How did you find out about that?
Honestly, I think I found out about it before you, and I was younger.
It was before me.
Yeah, I feel like
'Cause I was like
I
Vine.
feel like the younger generations has like a closer ear to the streets in that sense when it comes to social medias,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
Because they kind of they were born into that world, right?
Absolutely.
Like like Tyler and I were talking about before this, like cell phones didn't come until we're like 15, 16, 17 or whatever, and now it's like younger generations like they have a phone when they're born, you know?
They grew up with the Instagrams, the TikToks, the YouTubes.
That's what
I
I
mean,
mean.
it's crazy. They have YouTube for kids now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But I wanted to go back what you said earlier, and both of you, especially you being younger. So being females in the industry that you're in, like the dancing, the music. So tell us a little bit about like what struggles you've dealt with, or that you've maybe seen through other artists that you've worked with or collabed with, compared to maybe like the male side.
Well, I think, I don't know. Do you want to say anything?
I feel like that might be more your, because
more
you're
of
on the
a-
back end of things, right? Where it's more of a male role as opposed to kind of a women type position, right?
Yeah. I would say that the music industry especially is very male dominated. And so
But all the singers are women. It's crazy. The majority of them,
because
right?
it's male dominated.
Yeah.
So if you really think about it, right, it is very male dominated. And so when you walk into a room and I would walk into sessions underage. I'm not going to say what age I was, but I would walk in underage and they would just sort of like brush you off as like a stupid kid that didn't know any better, So for me, it was like more empowering to go and like gain as much knowledge as possible and like go into studio sessions or go into meetings,
That's
like
good.
knowing exactly I could do your job if I wanted to.
No, I love that.
Because I think that there's such a power trip, especially being young, especially being a young woman. But again, like not all men are bad. Like it's not.
No,
that's not what we're
it's not
saying
shaming
here
men, but still.
at all. I mean, it's what makes the world go round.
Right.
But the problem is and what I faced was that there was a lot of like, just sort of like brushing you off. Like, okay, well, and a lot of times young girls and young artists in general, it's kind of they get stuck in these traps where they don't always have like any sort of like leverage to say, well, can we negotiate this? Can we do that? It's hard. So not even just being a girl, like being a young artist in general, it's very, very difficult because you get stuck in these really bad situations that can end up.
But I feel like it's hard to brush off knowledge, you know what I mean? Because you know so much of like the industry and like you did your research and you've been in the ins and outs, like they can't brush that off, right? At some point they have to be like, well, she actually knows what she's talking about. You can't neglect that. You can't, brush that away. So that's awesome. Kudos to you.
They always say like knowledge is power.
Right.
And so if you know your stuff and you walk in really confident, it's like, you can't really deny that, can you?
No, I love it. 100%.
So how has that helped you though throughout your career, navigating through those certain scenarios, obstacles or whatever the case is, and then kind of more internally, obviously stuff like that happens being at a younger age, which you were back then, kind of when you're down in the dumps, like how did you stay inspired and how did that propel you to stay on that path with your passion and still create new music as like you do today? How'd that all come about?
Well, I think if you really boil it down to like everything, it's, I was so young in the industry and like she has been so young in the industry. So it all boils down to like, this is truly our first love. Like music was and always will be my first love above anything else. And so I think that I've seen many very young and talented artists get burnt out, and I think it's because you lose sight of like why you started and like how you first fell in love with it. And I fell in love with just being on stage and just singing and doing all these things because I think I was just naturally like the entertainer type as a child.
Definitely entertaining.
I'm like, but
never a dull moment.
I know. Well, you guys know and you know. But I think you have to just remember like why you started. Yeah. And sometimes you have to fall out of love with something to fall back in love with it again, which happened to me. I mean, I ended up going into fashion. I don't know if you guys remember that when I was
I remember that.
I think maybe a little bit.
Yeah. I ended up like doing fashion and we like wholesaled a line and did all this stuff. But then I would be in like the meetings or in lessons or whatever else. And I would just like listen to the music in the background and think,
you'd give your presentation singing, huh?
I'm like, and then we went.
Hey, give us some.
So yeah, I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's there's in any industry that you look at, whether it's social media, what she's going to be going through and all this stuff, there's always going to be obstacles. There's always going to be something that they want to throw at you to like take you out of the game. But it's just, it's like how hard you're willing to play it, and how much you are willing to like put
show those guns. Show those guns. I love it.
Heck yeah.
That's awesome.
What do you think,
back to you.
I know, like, don't
I want to ask you because you seem like you're very young, right? And you're very you're doing so well for yourself and you've just started with the social media. Where do you get your confidence from? Like you're so confident when you come into a room, you're not scared to do certain things. Like how do you do that? Where do you get that from? Because a lot of people your age are kind of behind their screens. They're kind of shy to kind of come out. They're like, so stuck to their phones where they don't really, are able to act out and have that confidence that you do. Where do you get that from?
Honestly, I think my whole life, my mom and my sister have always pushed me. I've been honestly a very shy child. Like I would hide behind people's legs. Like I was not the type to say hi to anyone. So I think just like growing up, my sister and my mom really like pushed me to like talk to people, because like they're just people, they're not gonna like come at me. So like I think that's like where I just got it from. And if someone doesn't like you, then you just like, okay, there's like 7 billion other people in the world too.
Right. It's their problem.
But like you were saying, you were in London, right? You were dancing and like that. Some lady.
Yeah, she was telling us a
some
story.
No fear
Some
now.
lady said something, and like so going back to like kind of what he said is like, how do you keep going with the confidence within and being like, hey, you know what? Maybe they're going through a bad day, but I'm on my track and my journey. So like, how do you still stay on that? Obviously, being so young.
Yeah, honestly, filming that video was a little nerve-wracking. I was like, do I do it? Do I not do it? Like, I don't know. I'm scared because, like, it's a different country. It's just, like, and I was like, what could go wrong?
What's the worst that could happen, right? Yeah,
That's a great approach.
So, like, I was just, like, I mean, I had my friend with me, so that helped a little. And I was like, okay, if you do it, I'll do it. But then I had to do it first. And then she was like, I had to do, like, 3 times before she was like, okay, I'll do it. But I was just, like, have fun. Like, you only live once.
Yeah,
so
I love that.
you just like go for it. Like, no one's gonna, like, I just was like, if they say something to me, which they did, that kind of took me back. I was like,
relax, you know?
But then I was like, let's film the video. So it didn't scare me that much, because I don't know, just like I don't get any fear like going up to people anymore.
I love it. You know, that mentality of only living once, you know, that's awesome.
Her ability to brush things off beats me hands down, because I can brush things off for myself.
Yeah.
But when I see like comments and things,
especially haters
on hers,
Protective older sister.
I'm like, what? I'm like, don't say that. So she, I think, grew up very shy, and that's why we pushed her to go into acting, because we were like, at least you'll use it for public speaking or whatever.
Right.
So I think that's definitely something that helped, and us being older as well. I think she's always surrounded herself with people like either in the industry or older or whatever, doing something confident. Right.
Especially with hate comments. Like,
my
mom and my sister.
Yeah, tell us about that.
So
yeah,
hard.
I get a lot of hate comments, and
no way.
My friends, well, old friends, they used to read them to me a lot.
Love it, yeah.
So
they would send them to her, and I'm like, why are you even sending them to her?
And my mom and my sister, honestly, I think you guys were pretty shocked how like I handled it. Honestly, I was just like, oh, it's comments. People are commenting on my video.
Man.
Engagement, baby.
Wow.
And
then
still shocks me
is
till this
awesome.
day how easy she's just like, and she's like, well, they're engaging with my content. I'm like,
Love it.
I mean,
love
like,
it.
yes.
My mom was like, when Ellie was your age,
oh my
it was a
God.
little harder to brush it
Yeah,
off.
no.
But
I would
think
cry.
it was just
Yeah,
like,
I'd be
it
like,
was so
starting.
hard, because it was at a time when like social media was so new, and you're not thinking like that way. And I didn't have someone telling me like, well, it's another comment. Oh, it's someone that's gonna like, they're still following your stuff or whatever else. Like, they're still engaging with your content, whether it's good or bad. And someone taught me that when I was a little bit older, but you still, I don't know, like I held on to a lot more.
But do you think that you growing up, again, going back to kind of what we said earlier, like in that world of like social media, I mean, it's like right there. Like we did kind of, but it came after.
Yeah.
Right? There was like the MySpace, which you probably don't even know what that
Do you know
is.
what MySpace is?
I've seen it.
Then there was the Facebook, and Facebook's still here, but now it's Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of that. So do you think that, I mean, it's kind of unknown to you, I guess, but do you think just growing up in that world where it's like the hate or the positivity, it's all there in your face?
Yeah.
Do you think that kind of helped you just kind of brush that
I do
stuff
think that
off?
really helped me, because I mean, you didn't really grow up with like social media like we have now, because I mean, the social media is like a crazy world. Like, there's a lot of people that judge you. I mean, even in person, some people can like make fun of me, but like in person it's a little more scary, not gonna lie. But like, still, I brush it off. But I think, growing up with the social media, like, it just really helped when I was just like, even when because I used to get bullied, actually. So I think that also gave me a voice to like speak up to people. So I don't like take it anymore. I was just like, okay, like one ear out the other. So I think my bullying also really helped with my coping skills.
I applaud you for that. Yeah, I really do applaud you for that. We get one comment that's like something negative. I'm like, bro, delete that. Delete it. Get it out of my face. Like,
It's
I can't
crazy.
do it. Yeah.
She's so good at it. I think kids these days are really woke, and I hate to use that word woke because that makes me feel old. But yeah, I think you just she takes it at face value, doesn't really think that deeply into it. Because I think for me and for us as well, we go, Oh.
Wow. See me in person, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't say that.
That's why I wanted to ask.
Because it's just, I think, like you say, you just take it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
She takes it for what it is. She's like, well,
Wow.
yeah. I mean, if you got something to say, I guess you could
That's
say
a
it on
whole
the
different
comment section.
perspective. Yeah.
So, I don't know, but you do a really good job with that.
That's good.
There was a comment the other day. I didn't even tell you about this.
Don't tell her.
Don't
about
tell
this. No, well, I guess you could say it now, but
Okay, maybe I won't.
no, tell the story. I guess tell the story. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm
it like really, like I said, when it's someone that you care about and it's
Right.
someone that I'm very protective of, because
Yeah.
I have tried so hard to like, just
her
watch
in the-
out for her
yeah.
and make sure she's still staying little. Like
No,
she's not that old,
Yeah.
So there was a comment on a video that I actually posted for her, and it was like a monologue that she won all of these like.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see? Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. She doesn't even like flinch. And I'm like, oh, you cannot say that.
Oh yeah, they were like, "You're such a bad actor," and I was like,
No, it wasn't that. It was
maybe a different one.
Maybe that's what I mean. Maybe it was
matter.
different. But I was like on her page, and the comment came on the video, whatever. And it was a monologue that she had won all these like awards for. First overall, blah 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 blah. And this woman commented.
Wow.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now.
You know what I'm talking?
Yeah.
She was like, "You've always been rock bottom, sweetie." And
Yeah,
so
in my monologue, I saw that.
You saw it?
I was like laughing.
Screw whatever lady said that.
Well,
Old lady.
But
Yeah.
this is my thing.
It was like a mom.
It was a mom with a kid, a girl, like a daughter, in her like picture, and then in her bio it said like strength, courage, and something. And I was like,
Like, be kind.
be
and I was
kind.
like,
I was like,
Yeah. What do you do?
Practice
are
what you
really
preach.
preaching?
practice
Yeah.
what you preach. And so that's like I think a really blanket statement for like social media in general is like, you shouldn't hide behind a screen. Like you shouldn't say things that you wouldn't say to someone's face just because you don't know them or whatever else. If you don't like something, I always say like, if you don't like something, like you don't have to engage with it. But then it's like
Exactly.
she
They
doesn't
still
even.
do.
They still do, and they're always going to. But
yeah.
it just makes you go, wow. And you are a mom, and you have a child, and it really like makes you go, oof.
Yeah, but also
Wow.
I think I don't take it as hard because I do have a very supportive like fan base. Yeah, is that the right word?
Yeah.
fan
yeah.
base.
Heck
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, someone
Make sure I'm
with
using my words
900,
right.
yeah, someone with almost 1 million followers on TikTok, that's a fan base for sure.
Yeah, they always jump to my defense even before you do. Like
Facts.
I do like see it, which is like really nice. So I'm like, oh, like
My
people
people
have
got
my
me.
back.
Exactly.
So like,
Absolutely right.
I think like I'm like, because you'll see a hate comment, but then you'll see like 100
100,
replies,
yeah. Yeah.
and it's like, whoa, and they're just like arguing with each other, and then I'm like, oh
let
my
them
god,
sort it out.
I'm like,
You let them sort it out in the
that's like
comments.
crazy.
I know someone responded to that comment and was like, well, let's see you get on stage and do something. Or they said something like
Yeah,
that,
they
like
said-
she's great, like just let her be,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
It's-
I
That's
love that.
awesome.
I love
Yeah.
And your social media game is pretty strong, right? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
So you have about almost 1 million followers on TikTok, right? You have about, how many is it? 40,000 on Instagram or 30,000 on
like
Instagram?
35,000.
Yeah, on Instagram, like that is a huge following. Ellie, you're pretty right there as well, right? You're hopping onto the TikTok game.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Aya's inspired me. I get inspired by.
By the
There
younger,
she
by the
goes.
younger I love it.
Yeah, no, I think I was very much opposed to social media because I received so much hate when I was a kid, and I was like really bullied in school and just like all this stuff, and so it sticks with you,
Right.
especially
Yeah.
when you don't grow up with it, and then it builds into something like this, like its own world, so to speak. So it really stuck with me, but I think seeing her be so strong and just like not care about what anybody says, I just think, oh, it's really inspiring. So yeah,
Comes full circle.
it does come
Yes.
full circle. So
I love it. I love it.
yeah, so yeah, she's got me on the TikToks doing that stuff on the TikTok.
But you
very
both
proud of
have
myself.
one too, right? Soufi sisters.
Oh yeah, we do. That one's at like 100,000.
Yeah.
One together? You guys have
we
one together?
forgot. I
We
kind of
forget
forgot
about
about that count, to be
Oh.
honest.
Oops.
I feel like we haven't posted on that in like
I gotta check that one out.
For
Yeah,
so
I feel
long.
like that's
we
the
did like
funny the
one
bloopers,
video
yeah.
after like I don't know, we made the account
Yeah.
and then like
And that was it.
and that was it.
I think it's
We just,
in
like-
total there's like 4.
there's 4 videos.
That's crazy.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. But you have that following. So, do you doing, the dancing? Because I've looked on it, a little bit. You do all the dancing. Some are, or a lot of them are like the trending songs or music. But then correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like you kind of make up your own dances to the songs. So do you feel now, like, kind of at the beginning, maybe it was like following trends, but now do you feel like you're the trend setter, so to speak?
Yeah, I think I like just like followed trends in the beginning, and then I did notice, like, started to notice, like, over time I did a trend and then like thousands of other people did it, and I was like, whoa. I was like, Ellie, why are they all doing the same thing as me? And she's like, you're inspiring someone, like they're doing your trend. And I'm like,
it's flattering. I was like, I'm trying to teach you. It's flattering to see other people do what you do.
But I really like making up dances, because then I like to like watch all the people who like do the dance, and it's just like really fun. But I like making up my own trends. I think it's more like unique, and it shows like who I am, and then I get to see like other people like do my dance, and it just like makes me feel really happy.
That's cool. For you. Yeah. Heck yeah.
Do you think you'd still be doing what you're doing was it for social media, like dancing and singing and whatnot? Or
yeah, I think I would still be just dancing and singing and acting. I think I'd just like not take it like as serious, I guess. Like I just just like doing it.
Okay.
But I think I'd still do it because I've always done it.
That's good. That's awesome.
So you feel like you both, regardless of the social media path that you've both been on now, do you think, like you had said earlier, like first passion was, or love, I should say, was music and all of that? Do you think you would still be doing it even if there wasn't this kind of ancillary thing of the social media game?
Yeah. I think it's in our blood, to be honest, because our like on our mom's side, our whole family was performers as well.
Shout out Mama Soufi, by the way.
Yes,
I love
Mom.
her. She's so nice. I love
Soufi
her.
sister's mom
She's
on TikTok.
the nicest. Yeah.
UK Shazza.
UK Shazza. That's it. Sorry, UK Shazza.
Mm-hmm.
Love her.
Yeah, I mean, our whole family performed, and our dad was a professional athlete as well. So I think that kind of that.
So you guys have that confidence in your blood then, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Performing in front of crowds and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had really great people that have inspired us throughout our lives to go and just do anything and everything that we've wanted to do. And I think that that's been something that, it's just, we were born with that mentality, which I think is cool. And I love that for us.
Ayiah, what advice would you give someone kind of trying to get into your shoes and trying to do the dancing and grow social media and stuff like that?
Yeah, I actually get a lot of comments about this, so I think this is good.
I bet. Well, especially being your age too.
And so confident, honestly.
Yeah,
like, I admire that. I'm learning something from you as well. And I'm 31 years old. Like, I need to stop like deleting these hate comments and just be like,
don't
you guys take care. Yeah.
Keep them on there. Let them sort it out in the comment section.
Honestly, for me, I would say like just be yourself, and like don't let one hate comment change who you are, because like who you are is special. Like each different person is special. So like who you are is not who this person is. So I feel like I just did who I was and like what I like to do, because I get a lot of hate, like what I wear and like what I like to do. Like I put on wigs sometimes and I start dancing, like,
That's
and
crazy.
I just think it's fun. And I just think if you're yourself, like that's
there's only
the
one of
best
you,
thing.
right?
Yeah, you're so unique. So just be yourself and keep doing what you're doing. Don't give up.
I love it.
Don't give up. Never give
Don't
up.
give up.
Yeah, no, that's
Okay.
great. Yeah.
Ellie, so going back to like the music and all of that, obviously you've seen it for quite some time, being in the industry, all of that, kind of how it's progressed and changed. And now with the internet, AI is coming out. We've seen all that stuff with like the new Drake music and The Weeknd and all that crazy stuff.
Yeah.
How do you think, or how have you and will continue to kind of navigate through the changes and still kind of like stay true to yourself and still have that creative mindset of your own in writing your songs and the beats with your other producers and stuff like that? How do you see all that coming about?
Well, I think my hope for the music industry, because I mean, technology is going to continue to grow. Like that's what we've seen over the past 20 years, 30 years, I mean 100, whatever. We've always been ever evolving. But I think my hope for the music industry and just like young artists especially is just to make music and make art that inspires you, because that will inspire other people. I think that if you listen to any good music that you like, right? I mean, what you like or what you like might be different, but if you really, get it down to its bones and you feel something by it, then I think that there's no magic you can really take away from that. I think no matter how much technology comes out, good songs will always be good songs, and good music will always be good music. So I think that, I hope to challenge audiences to really just see past like all of the bells and whistles and just like look at a good song or a good vocalist and be like, yeah, that was great, and just leave it for what it is. I think that music used to be so simple in some ways, and I think that if we can find ways to continue to see past all of that,
the technology and
I think that we'll be fine, because I think, like I said, good music's good music.
Right. Do you think AI is going to help that though?
I don't know. I have no idea. I think my whole thing is like, we just have to wait and see, because it's going to come out. It's going to happen. I don't know. I worry, because I think you see now, especially on TikTok, you can see like, this artist's voice on this artist's song type of thing. And it's cool. But then you go, well, where's like the authenticity? Like, I want to hear Harry Styles sing a Harry Styles song, or if he's going to do a cover, like I want to hear him sing it. I don't want something computerized. So I think that it's inevitable. I think that these things are always going to happen and change and grow. But I think on the flip side of the coin, artists will continue to be artists, and will continue to make great music and great art too.
Authentic music will always stay authentic and be there as well.
I think so. And I think that, and I hope that audiences will continue to support that. And I think you've seen that more. So I think EDM became like a very big thing, electronic dance music, which it still is, but I think that people are kind of still very much going back to like the roots of music. Sometimes the singer-songwriter on a piano is just as good, anything that makes you feel something. Music is supposed to be like felt in your spirit and your soul. So
Makes you feel some type of way.
That's right.
Yeah, well, I'm definitely inspired sitting across from these two beautiful young ladies.
I know,
sure, man.
It's crazy.
It's been a great podcast here.
It's crazy. Yeah. One last thing. So Ellie, what kind of advice would you give that you've kind of already gave as you explained to your younger sister, her girl group, others that come into your studio to, navigate through what you've done, kind of keep that spark in themselves and just keep going along with their journey, because everyone's journey is unique, right? So how do you now, where you sit at in your career, help the younger generation of all these other different personalities, different voices, so to speak? What does that look like for you, and how do you feel that you can help these younger professionals in the industry make their own mark?
Well, I think honestly, Ayiah hit the nail on the head, is just be like authentic. Make things, like I said, that inspire you. But aside from that, I think you had a really great point that like everyone's path is different. I think if you look at anyone's career, whether you be in social media, music, dance, acting, anything, I think that you cannot compare your journey to somebody else's, because nobody lives the same life. And I think that if we did live the same lives, we'd be very boring as people.
Very boring.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that everyone's path is different, and that's amazing, and that's good, and it should be, because otherwise we're living Groundhog Day. And
have you
that
guys seen that movie WALL-E?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, how like
course.
everyone's like doing the same thing and it's just so boring, right? And there's nothing authentic about that. Like it'd be a super boring life if people just followed the same thing and weren't authentic and true to themselves and doing different things, and like you said, being one of one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Be one of one. Be yourself. I think that you can never apologize for authenticity, and I don't think you can ever, I don't think you should ever force yourself to be like somebody else, because that person is already themselves. And I think that especially in music, I think, like you say, if everyone's a carbon copy, then we would all have the same music, and it would be the same thing on a loop.
The repetitiveness.
So repetitive. And I think, as people, we're just so much more than that. We're so much more complex. So I would just say, be authentic, be you, do things that make you feel good and that feel right. I think more times than not, people compare themselves to others. I think social media has so many great qualities, but I also think that it has so many opportunities for kids, especially, to look at someone and look at someone's life and go, I want to do that. But that's only like 10% of what they actually do. So, you know, I think that it's about seeing past that and, you know, taking on things that do inspire you on social media and online, and then implying them in your own life and in your own way, because it's no one person's the same and no one anything is the same. So that's probably what I would say to young children or
young or old, because I feel like I've gained something from this podcast as well, man.
Oh, absolutely. This has been it's been a time. I mean, you get kind of our generation. I don't want to say older.
Hey,
you're still younger than us.
Hold on.
Us, you know.
That's the one thing I'm like, I will not talk about my age on social media.
Yeah. I don't think she's my twin.
We were at the airport. I have to say this.
Yeah, say it.
We're at the airport in the Middle East.
She talks about this all the time.
Because it honestly, I couldn't believe it. So we're at the airport. The guy's looking at my passport and looking at Aya's passport like this, and he's going,
And I had bangs.
in the passport picture, she
Really?
had bangs, and we're looking at each other like, she's
guy's
going
okay,
like
huh?
this. And I go, is there an issue? He goes, I don't believe that this is you. I was like,
No way.
Oh man.
I was like,
in
oh my
person,
gosh.
you look 15. Here, I don't know.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. And
That's
then
awesome.
we
No
travel
say.
frequently. She does a lot of like cool collabs,
Yeah.
which is something maybe you want to tell them about.
Yeah. I got to travel to Texas to meet one of my friends. I also, social media, I got to connect with a lot of girls around the world, which is honestly amazing for me because I love meeting new friends.
That's cool.
But I love collabing with people because, like, everyone's different, obviously. So what their idea and my idea, like, it's so fun when you put it together and it just creates something amazing.
Something super
Okay.
unique.
So I love collabing with people.
So
Yeah.
who have you met that maybe like your favorite country or your favorite person that you've met through the social media, and like how that's came all
Well, my
about?
favorite country would have to be...
Well, we were
either
in
way,
Europe.
My mom and my dad is going to be...
I know. I'm like, don't go England or Lebanon. Do something else. We were in Europe. It was the wildest thing because she's only grown her social media following over the past like 4 months.
Yeah, that's
Which is
insane.
And already, like, that's
Wild.
It boggles my
Crazy.
mind.
I was
It
just,
Yeah.
like,
like
bored.
boggles me. We went to the
crazy.
She
Eras
was just
tour.
bored.
I was just like, one December.
Me and Tyler over
I
here
was
like-
just like,
She had a break from school because this girl goes to school like
was in December.
morning, night. Yeah, she had a break from
yeah.
school.
And I was really bored.
She was bored.
And I had got banned 13 times. I got viral 13 times, and I got banned every single time.
Wow.
And I never got my account back. And I was really sad.
That's
But
crazy.
who got your account
But-
back?
Yeah, you.
Man.
Good job. But I was just bored, and I was like, why don't I give it one more shot? This is the last time I'm going to try, and then I'm done with social media if that's like what's in the books. So I was just like, okay, let's dance.
That's awesome.
Let's do it. What I did. And I just started doing it. My first video, I remember I was really excited because it got 16,000 views. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And then the second video got, I think it was 600,000 views. And I was like,
Sheesh.
oh my gosh.
like,
And then
"What?"
I just kept continuing. And one day, I remember I was in my room and I was like, my room has great lighting. What am I doing? So I went to my sister and I was like, should I do this dance? She was like, no. And I was like, this dance? No. This dance? No. So then,
We have to be careful. That's something that I've pushed on her is like, be careful what sounds you're aligning
Yeah.
yourself with
Yeah.
because
Okay,
a lot of
yeah.
them, she doesn't understand like what the
The
context
lyrics
of
and some
Yeah.
stuff.
Like I
Yeah.
said, she's
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
the, you know,
Yeah.
so I'm like,
No.
don't do that
Yeah.
one.
yeah.
Hey.
No, that's too sexy. Don't do that.
it's okay.
Yeah.
That's a
And-
great. That's a great sister for sure.
Yeah, so I put on this outfit. I remember the day. I wore green Zara jeans. I'm called the Zara jeans.
So
girl.
her thing is like
Shout
she's
out to
called
Zara, baby.
she's
Yeah.
called the Zara jean girl. That's like
yeah,
what she's
but this is how it all started. I'd never worn Zara jeans. I just bought them like the summer before, and I was like, oh, these are cute. Like everyone has them. Let me buy them. And then I put on like a hot pink. No, it was a light pink top. So I kind of looked like Patrick Star. I didn't realize it. So I posted the video,
Yeah.
and it was like in like 5 minutes, I think I had like 14,000 views, and then it just kept growing. And I was like, and then obviously reading the comments, I was like, oh, I look like Patrick Star. Why did I do that to myself? Like I knew the combo was like wonky, but my sister was like, it's cute. You look like a strawberry.
I was like, you look like a watermelon.
Watermelon strawberry. And then from there, I kind of took it like more serious. I was like, oh my gosh. And then the next day, I got banned.
Oh,
What?
She came running in
sobbing.
my room, sobbing, and I was like, "That's it, that's it."
Oh
Yeah.
my. Why'd you get banned?
There's these. I had some friends, and they like to ban my accounts.
Well, it's like a thing.
Yeah.
if
within
someone does
the
better than you,
girls-
then you.
Oh, they're
just, like,
haters.
ban
They
them.
Yeah.
That's what
report
they do.
you.
They report you, they report your account, blah blah blah. But this time,
I used the right
honestly,
email. I did it right this time.
She set it up right this time because what would happen is she'd do like burner emails because she was again she's young, she doesn't
Yeah.
know how to
The-
protect.
I didn't
the
think
business side of
anything
stuff,
of it
right?
either.
Yeah, business side. And so
Here
she
comes
didn't
Big
think-
Sis. Yeah.
I'm like, let me come. So
I was so sad. Like I was
she was
sobbing.
so sad,
Oh my
sobbing because I was like, I had enough for her because I was like, seriously,
14th
again.
What is
time.
going on?
I was like,
Going on.
this is, and she was like 14 at
I
the
was
time.
14, so I was like,
And I was
Good.
like, oh, okay. I said, I'm going to give it one ditch effort and I'm going to give it everything.
Shoot an email and
Do everything I can. Within 20 minutes, I got it back.
I was like,
And
Oh
I
my
got
gosh.
it back.
and then
got
I
it
knew
back.
like,
She's
this is the account that's gonna work. Like this is
Yeah.
gonna work
and
for
this
me.
is the one you have now?
Yeah.
Correct.
So I
Oh
just
my
kept
God.
posting, and I never really stopped.
yeah.
Dang. Doesn't one of your videos have like 20 million views?
It's
or
like
something?
25
yeah,
almost.
20.
Oh
Yeah,
my-
almost.
That's a
25.
funny story. We
That
were in the
is
Middle
a
East.
Can I borrow, like,
crazy
20,000?
story.
It's the one where you lay
It's like
back
I crossed
in the
my
ocean.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
looked at you,
I
done your
saw it.
research, Ty.
Yeah.
I did not want to do that
Ty's
one.
big TikTok
Well,
guy.
All the lifeguards were watching me, and I
Yep.
was like, "Why are you guys watching me?" One of them were like, "I follow you on TikTok," and I was like,
Literally.
That's hilarious.
You
Okay.
guys, we go out places. We were in Lebanon, which is where my dad's from.
Mm-hmm.
That's where that video was filmed. Paris, London, where else? The Spectrum.
Okay.
Anywhere.
Irvine, yeah.
The Eras Tour.
"Oh, I love the Eras Tour."
It was so good, the Eras Tour, by the way. Shout out to Taylor Swift. But and little girls are running up to her. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. They go, "Are you Ayiah Soufi from TikTok?" And she goes, "Yeah." And he goes, "Can I get a selfie?" And it's the
Yeah.
cutest thing because they're only young and you can just
Right.
tell like they think it's so
Yeah,
cool.
they're starstruck.
They're-
Does that motivate you to keep going?
Oh.
Like push
Yeah,
even harder
honestly,
for your
when
So
people
cute.
come
Yeah.
up to me, I'm like me? Like,
Yeah.
like me and Ellie were walking in Paris, and these girls, like, they ran behind me, and Ellie was like walking at. She was like, "Come on, Aya, come on, let's go, we gotta go." And then they were like talking to me, and she was like,
because we're not used
"Where
to
did
that.
you go?"
Yeah.
And I
I'm
was
like looking around. I'm like, "We're in Paris, bitch. I lost her."
That's crazy.
Yeah, but I just like it makes me even more inspired. Like I'm just like, whoa, like they're coming up for me. Like
That's
it's
good.
sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, me? Like, are
Yeah.
you sure?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, like we
so
said-
it's like really inspiring.
Behind the screen is one thing, but when you see people in real life, like you say, it's obviously can be good or bad or whatever else. But I think honestly, it's the cutest thing I've ever seen.
And especially going to Europe. Like I was
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
America,
you're on the other side of the
California,
world,
like that's
right?
like more
yeah.
of the base. And then I
Yeah.
went and I was
Yeah.
like, whoa,
wild.
like it's like more worldwide than I expected.
yeah,
That's cool.
like it's really, really crazy.
But yeah.
it's and
That-
it's only been 4 months,
Ye-
so
Yeah,
4 or
that
5 months.
that 22 million video too. That was actually
Oh,
a funny story.
Should
I did
tell.
not want to do it because
say
I kind of got a little embarrassed because all the lifeguards were watching me, and my mom was like, "Do it, do it, do it, do it," and I was like my mom normally doesn't push me. She was like, "I have a feeling you should do it. Like, do it," and I was like, "Okay."
Here I go.
So I was like, one try. If I fail, like this is not
was,
gonna
like,
happen. And I
fully
was like,
clothed.
this
Yeah.
video, like, please,
I'm
like,
pretty sure those are the shorts you wore. In the
these are the exact shorts actually. They actually
Heck
Shout out to
yeah.
those are the good luck shorts
yeah,
right
I
there.
love
Shout out to
Yeah.
Good Luck
You gotta
shorts.
frame those
Accent.
shorts. Yeah.
I thought they were ruined, but I did it. And then obviously in Lebanon, you had to post at 11, and then it was like 1 o'clock here. So I posted it, and I was like, I don't know. I
Yeah.
just don't know what was gonna happen. And then me and my friend were walking around because I met a friend, and I was like, yay, I met a friend. And we were walking around, and my video had, sorry, I'm trying to remember. It had 5,000 likes in like I think it was like 8 minutes, and I was like,
crazy.
what? And then it had like 10,000 likes in like 12 minutes, and I was like, what is going on? So like I put my phone down, and then it got like 35,000 likes the next day. I mean, not the next day, an hour later, and then it just kept growing.
grew
That's
and grew.
awesome.
And then I
Snowball
was
effect.
like, Ellie, what if this video reaches like 1 million likes? Because
She
it was
was
like
like,
at
should I
500,
post
like
it?
600, 700,000.
I was like, yes.
Yes, post it.
I was like, what have you got to lose?
That is
Post the
crazy.
video.
yeah.
you know?
And
That
then
is
it grew up. It's at like 2.5 million likes now, which is crazy.
Oh yeah.
Like views,
Kudos
but like
to you.
likes, I was like,
So wild. It's so wild, honestly.
It's like
I look at
crazy
her
when it
stuff
happens,
sometimes
and I'm like,
just
what?
Because I look at her, I'm like, that's my sister. Like, she's just a normal kid,
Right.
whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
When she is very much still a normal kid, but she just has been able to really, I think, tap into a niche on TikTok because I think she's really relatable. I mean, you speak to her, she's just normal.
Yeah.
And so I think that's, I don't know what it is. And I think that we'll never really know, but
I guess we'll never know.
I guess we'll never know. So, yeah, she's just been able to do it. And she does a lot of it. I mean, I'm there to help buffer and I help her with, you know, the business side of things, but she really just knows like what to do. And I think it's because she's in the thick of it herself and she just knows what she likes. And then if other people like it, great. And if they don't, well, that's cool too. Like it's kind of just one of those things. So she's doing good.
No, definitely.
She's doing good.
Yeah, no, well, congratulations to the both of you. Honestly, like round of applause for big sister and little sister as well. Like
Soufi
you guys
sisters, baby.
building foundations for people to come up and do stuff like your sister. Like kudos to you. That's awesome. You know, that's what we thrive to do is push people and like inspire people watching us to do great things. And here you are doing the great things and like not being scared and putting yourself out there. Man, that's awesome. I'm super. Yeah, I love this podcast. It's awesome. It's
Yay!
yeah,
I know she was like nervous. She's like, I've never done a podcast. I'm like, just speak. You'll be fine.
this.
We're your first one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
You're gonna have so many more after this for sure. I bet. Like this is awesome. I'm so happy to have you here and thank you girls again for being on.
Thank you both.
But
it was a pleasure.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thank you again. And you guys want to give out your Instagrams or TikToks? I mean,
Mine
people are
is-
gonna probably recognize you, but yeah.
Mine is Ayiah Soufi _.
There you go.
And my Instagram is just Ayiah Soufi. No underscore.
Cool.
There we go.
My TikTok is Ellie Soufi, plain, and my Instagram is Ellie
Soufi _
Soufi
That's so
underscore.
weird.
Wow, it's the opposite.
It's
swapped.
opposite,
There you
huh?
go.
Yeah, because someone took my name on Instagram.
Remember when my name used to be Aya's Trendy?
I made her change
I mean,
it.
she is.
She's very trendy,
That was
but
my
Super
username.
trendy.
started as
She
Aya
is.
is trendy, and then I was like, you have to change that and like use your name if you want to build a name.
brand,
use your name.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
you're building a brand,
Right.
so use.
Thank goodness I did.
Yep.
Man.
Well, again, congrats to the both of you.
Thank
It's been
you.
a pleasure with both of you. I'm sure we'll probably maybe have you on future ones. I know obviously we'll see you both around. But again, thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
love
Thank
you.
Yeah,
for
we love you
having us.
guys, and thank you guys for listening. Shout out to 25/8 guys. We're out. Thank you guys.
Yes.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you.